Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are diving into uh, a strategic shift that, honestly, on the surface, seems like it makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
For decades, when you think of China dominating global sports, you think efficiency, precision,
Mm.
individual excellence.
Yeah, things like table tennis, diving, gymnastics.
Exactly. These are sports they have absolutely mastered, often through these, well, highly centralized, almost regimented training systems.
But the sources we're looking at today show something else. A huge state-level pivot toward a sport that, until pretty recently was almost unknown inside China.
Yeah, cricket.
That's it. So this deep dive is about confirming that, yes, China is making this highly focused, strategic effort to develop cricket nationally, and then exploring the underlying why.
Mhm.
Our mission is really to get past just noticing it and understand the complex strategic, diplomatic, and even economic reasons behind what looks like a pretty random athletic choice.
Right.
Is this just, a new team activity they're trying out, or is there a much bigger strategic goal happening here? Oh, it is absolutely the latter. And the reasons are, stunningly comprehensive when you look at them together.
Oh, yeah.
We're finding that this push for cricket isn't some isolated sports department goal. No, it's actually a strategic instrument. It covers diplomacy, major economic strategy like the BRI, and even domestic health policy,
Yeah.
all running at the same time.
Wow.
What's fascinating, really, is how efficiently they seem to be leveraging culture for, let's call them hard power objectives.
Okay, let's start with the international view then, because that seems like where the strategy first really clicks into place.
Agreed.
The primary driver, the sources suggest, is geopolitical.
Mm.
China needs to sort of increase its global influence, and cricket. Well, it's like a cultural key to unlock specific, very critical regions of the world.
That's spot on. Just think about the global map of where cricket is popular.
Yeah.
It's practically a shared language across South Asia,
Yeah.
Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka. Then you've got the Commonwealth nations, large parts of Africa, the Caribbean. So by embracing cricket, China gets an immediate sort of non-political connection point with these really crucial potential partners.
And that immediately clicks into the diplomatic side of things, doesn't it? You're not talking about formal government meetings anymore.
Exactly right. Cricket becomes this really potent tool for what experts call people-to-people diplomacy.
Okay.
Allows for cultural exchange, for building relationships in a way that kind of goes around the formal government channels.
Mm-hmm.
Hosting a cricket tournament or maybe sending a youth team over to a Commonwealth country. Suddenly, you're facilitating dialogue, positive interactions. Much harder to get that through traditional political outreach.
Yeah, it feels different.
It's softer, it's friendlier, and feels far less transactional. People actually learn about each other's cultures, their traditions, all through this shared passion for the game.
Okay, that brings us to what feels like the biggest piece of this puzzle. And this is where I think you said it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
The direct link between developing cricket and the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRI.
This is absolutely the crucial link. Now, for anyone maybe not familiar, the BRI is China's huge global infrastructure and investment plan.
Right, connecting continents.
Yeah, projects across Asia, Europe, Africa.
Yeah.
But this initiative, while it's economically vital for them, it often faces, let's say, skepticism about its underlying motives.
Okay, so if the BRI is the hard economic foundation, what does it need culturally to, well, work better?
It needs soft power. It needs
Yeah.
goodwill. It needs a genuine feeling of connection to make those big partnerships feel truly collaborative, not just, transactional.
I mean, cricket provides that.
Cricket provides that cultural, let's call it grease, for the economic wheels. The sources make it really clear. The sport is being integrated as a specific part of the BRI strategy,
Wow.
specifically to strengthen ties within that network. We're talking about places like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, key BRI partners, where cricket isn't just a sport, it's an absolute obsession. So sharing that obsession helps make Beijing seem like, a more genuine, more compatible partner.
So the diplomatic use of cricket isn't just some generic global outreach. It's laser-focused. It's about strengthening specific economic corridors that are vital to China's future growth.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've got global influence, direct diplomacy, cultural exchange, and the massive weight of the BRI, all driving the adoption of a sport that, let's be honest, very few people in China actually know much about right now.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it really shows that Beijing sees culture and sports not as like peripheral side projects. They
Oh,
see them as core, essential parts of their geopolitical strategy. And that, I think, is a truly modern way to approach foreign policy.
that definitely covers the external motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But let's shift focus inward now.
Okay.
If this strategy is so resource intensive, I mean, you've got to build infrastructure, train coaches, potentially shift cultural norms.
Yeah.
What does this huge pivot actually mean for China internally?
Domestically, the strategy seems to be about, well, two main things: diversification and public welfare.
Okay.
First, and maybe most critically, is this strategic move to diversify the national sports portfolio.
And this is where that cultural contrast really stands out, isn't it?
Yes.
China's traditional strengths, table tennis, badminton, gymnastics,
Yeah.
they're defined by highly repeatable, individual, precise movements,
Yeah.
Optimized for that centralized training, predictable results.
And that contrast is really the key insight here. Cricket, just by its nature, is completely different. It's a dynamic, very fluid team sport.
Right.
It requires stamina, yes, but also improvisation and sort of diffuse, rapid decision-making all across the field. Shifting resources and focus towards that kind of sport, well, that demands different skills, both physical and intellectual. It's a huge institutional change.
It broadens the talent pool.
Exactly. It creates new opportunities for athletes who maybe just don't fit the mold for those traditional Olympic-style individual sports.
Wait, hold on, though. We're talking about a country with over 1 billion people, where, as we said, cricket is basically unknown. How scalable is this domestically? How tough is it to shift that cultural focus away from guaranteed Olympic medals to something this niche, this complex?
That is the genuine challenge, absolutely. And the sources do confirm this strategy is built for the long haul.
Okay.
This isn't just about creating one elite national team overnight. It's about promoting sports development right down at the regional level. Cricket is being used specifically to push growth in areas within China where sports, especially team sports like this, aren't well established yet.
That makes sense. So to get a national team, eventually, you need a strong domestic league first.
Exactly.
And that means investing in infrastructure,
Yeah.
Fields, training facilities, local clubs, probably in regions that might be less developed overall.
Precisely. And that investment then trickles down. It becomes a vehicle for localized development, particularly for young people. And that leads directly into the third domestic pillar, which, given China's urbanization and population, is pretty essential: promoting a healthy lifestyle and public health.
Yeah, that's a goal you see in pretty much every modernizing nation.
Absolutely. By introducing a new, relatively accessible team sport, one that requires significant stamina and group interaction, well, cricket provides another way for people to get exercise, engage in fitness. This is a vital public health goal, especially in a nation facing those lifestyle-related health challenges that come with development. And cricket is, a highly social sport, pretty perfect for communal fitness activities.
So the cricket bat becomes both a tool for foreign policy and a new piece of fitness gear for the average person.
Okay, you could put it that way.
We've covered strategic diplomacy, we've covered internal development. That leaves the final, maybe the purest motivation.
Yeah.
Just athletic excellence.
Right.
What's the goal on the actual field? What are they really striving for competitively?
Well, the goal is definitely promoting competition and striving for excellence, specifically in a major, complex team sport. China doesn't really enter these kinds of endeavors just to participate.
No, they want to win,
They want to compete at the absolute highest global level.
which, unlike table tennis maybe, where they start with a kind of inherent advantage, mastering cricket means taking on and beating countries that have been playing this game for over a century. That's a totally different kind of challenge.
It really is the ultimate test in some ways. The objective is clearly to build a competent, globally competitive team, and crucially, to participate in major international cricket tournaments.
Like the World Cup.
Exactly. Think about the prestige, the visibility of qualifying for the Cricket World Cup, or maybe the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
That is a global stage that, in terms of eyeballs in South Asia and the Commonwealth, rivals the Olympics. Achieving success there gives you an immense soft power boost. You just can't buy that kind of recognition.
It also serves as a kind of benchmark, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you can master the complexity of cricket, it's a long game, multi-format, depends so much on improvisation and team dynamics. It demonstrates a new kind of athletic maturity, maybe, compared to mastering those more predictable individual sports.
I think that mastery signals China's arrival, potentially, as a true force in global sports across all disciplines,
Right.
including these really dynamic team environments.
Right.
It measures their investment, lets them compete directly against the world's most established sporting powers, essentially, in their most cherished game.
Okay, this really is a comprehensive strategy.
Yeah.
We started with what felt like just a collection of different reasons,
Yeah.
but they actually fall into this very coherent three-pronged strategy.
Hmm.
And it seems driven by, well, hyper-rational decision-making.
Absolutely. If we synthesize these key points, pull it all together, the effort boils down quite nicely. Number one, strategic diplomacy. That includes using cricket for those people-to-people ties, boosting global influence in key regions, and critically, integrating it right into the Belt and Road Initiative framework to deepen those economic partnerships.
Okay, prong one, what's two?
Prong two, internal health and development. This covers that crucial diversification of the national sports portfolio, shifting the focus a bit from purely individual sports,
Mm-hmm.
promoting regional growth through infrastructure investment, and encouraging a healthy, active lifestyle for the general population.
Got it. And the third.
And finally, number three, athletic ambition. Just striving for global excellence, competing on the biggest international stages, and proving the nation's ability to master a really complex team-based sport, essentially challenging the centuries-old established powers in their own arena.
What's really fascinating here, and the sources seem to confirm this, is that this seemingly simple decision, hey, let's start playing cricket, well, it's never just about the game itself, is it?
Not at all.
It's foreign policy, it's domestic welfare, it's economic strategy, all kind of woven into a single ball and bat. It feels like an incredibly efficient use of resources to hit multiple strategic goals at the same time.
It really demonstrates the power of using a non-traditional diplomatic tool. You know, when you're looking to increase global connection, cultural exchange, sometimes the most effective tool isn't another treaty or a loan.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a shared passion for a complex game. It sort of bypasses the politics and taps straight into cultural affinity.
Absolutely. Okay, so to wrap up what we've learned, China's cricket strategy is really rooted in leveraging the sport to strengthen ties within that vital BRI network, diversifying its internal sports scene to foster new athletic talent and improve public health outcomes,
Right.
and aiming for genuine athletic excellence in a high-prestige global team environment.
Which, raises an important question maybe for you, the listener, to think about after this. If cricket is being used so strategically, so deliberately, to strengthen economic and cultural ties within this massive BRI network, well, what other non-traditional cultural or social imports might nations use strategically to boost their influence globally?
Interesting.
Think beyond just sports. Could things like, I don't know, music, educational exchanges, even food culture, could those be leveraged as specific foreign policy tools to maybe open doors that traditional diplomacy can't?
That is a fantastic, provocative thought to end on, suggesting that maybe culture is perhaps the ultimate tool of modern diplomacy.
Perhaps.
Okay, that's it for this deep dive into China's strategic, multi-layered shift toward cricket. We hope you enjoyed unpacking these reasons with us.